Good afternoon. Hi, I'm Russell with the Piano Outlet here in Coral Springs, Florida. And I'm here today to talk about one of my favorite types of pianos. It's going to be the silent piano. And only Yamaha builds a silent piano. And just what is a silent piano? Silent piano is basically a piano that when you play doesn't make any sound except electronically when you plug headphones in. So it allows you to practice without anybody having to listen, and you not feeling, funny about what you're playing or self-conscious or whatever. You get to focus a lot more on your music. And for me, as I was growing up, if I had a silent piano, I know I would have practiced a lot more. But anyway, I have right here a Yamaha A1, which is a 4'11" silent piano, and I have it taken apart just so you could see all the working parts in a silent piano and what makes it silent. So the first thing that we're going to look at, if the camera comes over here, is what they call the mute rail. See this here? This is called the mute rail. Now, the top here is rubber. Actually, it's the side. Now, if I go over here, you'll see that there's a lever. And when I pull it, you're going to see the mute rail folds down. See that? And you pull it again and it goes up. So now with it in the down position, it prevents the hammer from hitting the string. And right below the hammer, the wood will hit this rubber padding instead. Okay? Now, the different versions of this, you could actually refit a piano with an aftermarket mute rail, but I gotta tell you, it's nowhere near as hardy and as strong as this is, because I could play the piano 8 hours a day with this mute rail on and it won't budge the slightest bit. The aftermarket ones tend to get noisy, they start to rattle, plus the metal is a lot thinner and they're built not nearly as strong as the Yamahas are. So if you see again, it goes down, up and down right there. And right over here in the corner is the mechanism. You see how that is. Comes down and up. Now, that's the physical part of the mute rail. And the electronic part now is here on the action. Okay. Now, in here, okay, going straight across, oh, I'm sorry, right here, going all the way across is one of the sensor strips. Okay, so right underneath the key there's a sensing strip, and it operates by light. I'm not quite sure how the technology is, but it's almost like a laser that goes through, and when the key goes down, it obviously the sensor bar senses which key goes down, how fast that it goes down. That transmits to the volume. It's called velocity sensitivity. So if I hit this note fast, it's going to be louder. If I hit it slow, it's going to be softer. Okay. Also duration. All right. That's another parameter for MIDI. Duration is how long you hold the note down. Okay. And then you have the other sensor bar, which is right over here, and it is, if you see the hammers here, the hammers have a little flag on it, and it goes and it interrupts light that comes through this sensing strip too. Now, why there are two sensing strips, I don't really know, but Yamaha is the only company that makes a system like this with two sensing strips. So it's very, very sensitive. That's why when you make recordings with a silent piano and you're in the silent mode, if you're going to make a recording, let's say a MIDI recording, just remember that this is MIDI, okay? So you can go from a MIDI out port on this to another synthesizer, another keyboard, and so you could play both your piano acoustically and also electronically at the same time to another instrument, okay? So what we're going to go now, we're going to go over to a piano over here, which is the piano that I've been using. Okay, so this is the piano that I've been playing. I've been having a lot of fun with this because, first of all, it's a 7-foot grand. You don't even ever rarely see a silent system on a 7-foot grand. Most of the time, they're going to be on uprights or they're going to be on baby grands. But to have it on a piano like this is a real treat because you get to have some fun with it. to demonstrate a little bit about, what we can do with the piano like this and the silent system is, let's talk about the way it sounds acoustically. Now, I have plugged, if you notice here, the camera can come over here. This is the control box, okay? You have volume here, okay? And then it has reverb, all right? Now, this is a headphone jack. Okay, so you can play this with headphones, but I'm not playing with headphones today. I have this audio plug right here, okay? And it's plugged into this 200-watt full range professional speaker, okay? I think that's probably a 12-inch speaker in this thing, and it's probably about 200 watts. So what it does, it gives your piano turbo. And to give you a little... Now, if I turn this up a little bit, I'm going to turn the reverb up, and I'm going to turn the volume up. Bumble boogie that I played with this piano. Now, if I were to turn, let's say, this speaker off now I'll play it with it off. I bet you can tell a big difference. Again, this is with it on. You hear the bass? That's because you have to realize that in the electronics in this piano, the piano that you're actually listening to through the speaker is a sampled 9-foot CF3 concert grand Yamaha, okay? It's mixed in stereo, so if you were to use this, you can use 2 ports, and you have a left and a right, and it goes into your mixing board, and it comes out the speakers, so you don't need a microphone. So in the old days, they used to put the microphones all around the piano and plug it into the mixing board so that you could hear it if somebody was playing in concert. But now with these electronics, it's not necessary because the sound that's coming out of that speaker is a sampled 9-foot concert grand. And what does sampled mean? They take every single note in a concert grand from here all the way up, they record it, and they put it in the computer or in the memory digitally. So when you press this note, not only does it play this piano, but also plays this note on a 9-foot concert grand. Anyway, I hope that you enjoy this little informative video about the silent grand piano. And if you have any questions, feel free to call me. I actually have 3 right now. I have this 7-foot one, which I don't even want to sell it, but I'm going to have to. I've got to pay the bills. And then we have a C3 also that has a silent system in it. And then we have a little A1 back there, which is a 4'11" made in Japan small baby grand. It's not the one that's made in Indonesia. We have one of those too, but not in a silent. But anyway, so we got 3. We have the 4'11", we have the 6'1", and we have the 7-foot. Anyway, if you want any more information, make sure you give me a call, Russell, at the Piano Outlet in Coral Springs, Florida, 954-803-3319. There you go.